Nutrition Club members. I'm here getting some veggies prepped for a zucchini lasagna in which my zucchini is going to act as my lasagna noodles. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the two sort of stem ends from the zucchini. And then I'm going to thinly slice the zucchini the long way here to turn it into some lasagna-like long noodles. Just like that. We have a nice thin zucchini noodle. Now that my 3 zucchini are all sliced, I'm going to lay them out flat on a clean kitchen towel placed on top of a baking sheet. And the reason we do this is we're going to salt the zucchini to draw out some of the moisture that's in there so our lasagna will not end up soggy. So now I'm going to salt the zucchini and then let it sit for a bit, maybe about 15 minutes to draw out some of the moisture, after which we'll pat it dry. To make for a smoother tomato sauce to go into our lasagna layers, I am just using a can of diced tomatoes and I'm running my knife through the solid tomato chunks to make them a little tinier. You could also do this in a food processor or a blender. I just like it to have a little bit of texture, and I want to control that with my knife. I've just removed the stems from my basil, and now I'm going to give the leaves a chop, and I will tell you, it smells like summer in here on this cold, snowy, wintry March day. I have just added my ground beef to my cast iron skillet that I heated over medium heat with a tablespoon of olive oil, and now I'm going to cook it, breaking it up until it's all cooked through and nicely browned. Aside in a separate bowl. I also seasoned it with a little salt and pepper as it was cooking, and I'm going to do the same to my veggies, which I've added to the nice hot pan so they can soften and absorb all that flavor. The veggies are beginning to soften, You could also add onion to this mix and stir in garlic during the last minute of cooking if you like. I am making a version of this lasagna that is friendly to those with sensitive tummies, so I left those out. Now I'm preparing the cheese portion of my lasagna. So in this bowl, I have a 16-ounce container of cottage cheese, and I'm going to add an egg, cracking it in a separate bowl first, just in case I get a piece of shell in there, and that won't end up in our lasagna. Add the shell to my compost, and then add the egg in here. And I'm going to add that basil that we chopped. I think I'll also add a few grinds of black pepper to that. Cottage cheese is very naturally high in sodium, so I'm not going to add any extra salt in there for now. And then I'm going to mix it together with a fork. You can see just how much moisture these zucchini have released. So we're going to pat them dry and then layer them in a single layer in the bottom of this glass baking dish. I'm going to top this zucchini with about half of our ground beef and veggie mixture as my second layer. And on top of that, I'm going to put about half of my cottage cheese mixture. I'll dollop it here and there and then spread it around. On top of here, I'm going to put about a third of my diced tomatoes. You could put those on after the cheese, before the cheese. Order doesn't really matter, whatever your preference. It's kind of going to all mix and meld together in the oven anyway. And after this, we'll repeat our layers one more time. finish this off, we're going to top with one more layer of zucchini. The remaining tomato. And finally, a sprinkling of shredded mozzarella cheese. And we're going to bake this in a 375-degree oven.